morning. I just wanted to highlight with you guys, I had a client this morning, which is, it's left me wondering about the system, the medical system, actually. I have faith in it to an extent. It is great, obviously, when we need it for emergencies, but when we're looking at chronic diseases, and in particular hypothyroidism was the client I had this morning. She's actually been diagnosed since she was about 16 years old. So she had subclinical thyroidism first, or hypothyroidism, which is where there's a marker of your TSH level that's elevated, but the other levels behind the scenes are okay. So it is a time where you can really intervene and help to reverse that, and sort of work on a protocol to settle all those hormones so that they're actually back on deck. In this lady's situation, she was actually diagnosed, and then she's really been put through the ringer in terms of going down every rabbit hole. So she's seen a whole host of specialists, endocrinologists. She's been on so many different shakes and things, and being told she may have to have surgery. She's ended up with Hashimoto's along the way, of course. So Hashimoto's is where you have your antibodies, etc., are increased, and it's where hypothyroidism it ends up in another stage, so to speak. And so she's ended up with hypothyroidism. Along the way, she's also ended up with nodules on her thyroid. So she's been going through that. She's come to me because she's ended up with type 2 diabetes. She's going through menopause right now. And she's ended up with type 2 diabetes, but she has quite significant metabolic syndrome, meaning that she has quite elevated cholesterol levels. Her blood sugar levels are obviously high because she has diabetes, her HbA1c, and she also has elevated triglycerides, which is the marker of the cholesterol, which we look at with metabolic syndrome in terms of your nutrition and your lifestyle choices. So she's in a pretty bad state. She's also feeling like she can't get anywhere with her health. She's quite overwhelmed by her weight. She's quite overwhelmed by how she's feeling. So she's actually really experiencing the gut-brain issues that is involved with thyroidism and chronic health issues anyway. But when I started explaining to her about her thyroidism specifically, it was like someone was telling her something, someone was telling her something for the first time. And she said to me, I can't believe it, Sharon, why hasn't anybody explained what I've been going through or what I have? Given me, they've given a diagnosis, but they've never actually said to me, right, here is a map for you to follow. And this is what you need to do. And she was really feeling discouraged by the medical system. GPs, her specialists, all really shrugging their shoulders and not giving her any sound advice in terms of what she can do to improve her health and improve the markers. Because all that's happened is that her thyroid got worse. The other symptoms got worse, and she ended up developing type 2 diabetes as a result. So 1 in 3 women, by the time they end up in menopause, will end up with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Now, you can have insulin resistance for 7 years before your markers of your blood sugar levels are showing on your blood test. So, she was already there. So this could have been prevented years ago if she was given the adequate information. So it's really important, you know, if you are diagnosed with anything, specifically, you know, thyroidism, is that you take a deep dive into what you can do with nutrients, supplements, and other lifestyle interventions. And I was just really happy that I was able to give her some insight into what she can do now. And really the session with me was just mapping out the where she goes now, what she does, what she can do. You know, she's got her kids writing her up meal plans and taking out food groups and getting her to eat less, and really that's just infuriating the condition. It's infuriating her health, and her body is not able to sustain those changes, and she's not able to fully recover or reach her optimal health capacity. I'm gonna try beat this car. In light of that, you know, so she just needs someone to give her some sound information. She just doesn't have that, and that's what she's been missing for 2 decades, is where to, what can I do? And when I highlighted with her the supplements and the food groups and her lifestyle changes and everything it encompasses, a holistic whole approach to the root cause medicine that I practice and teach, and also, you know, do with in my protocols with my clients, it was like a revelation for her. It was like someone had just lifted any sort of, you know, cloud over her head, removed any cloud. It was like she was dumbfounded. And for me, in my career, that's definitely one of the highlights, because if I'm able to make people's lives, to help them change their lives and help them change their perspective of their health, and give them really the opportunity to get better, and give them hope that they can do it, that they can make change, and I can help support that and encourage that. You know, that's what's missing in our system. It's okay to go pharmacotherapy. Medications are needed in certain circumstances, definitely. And in thyroidism, definitely, medication is needed, especially with Hashimoto's and other hypothyroidism. But to an extent, you know, we can't be going back to the old ways, you know, that our ancestors looked at: eating well, movement, you know, all of those things that encompass holistic medicine, and that's my forte. So I just wanted to jump on and explain that, my morning with that beautiful client I had, and I wish her all the best of luck, and I send her blessings today, because she was like, I'm going to take all this information, Sharon, and I'm going to go now and do what I can, and what I've been doing has been so, you know, incorrect. But that's how it goes. We have to dive deep and do our own research, and really look under the hood, and that's what I do. Have a great day, everyone.